The fourth step is to help label the child's emotions as they are having them. It is so easy and yet so important. This transforms uncomfortable feelings into something definable, something that has boundaries and is a normal part of everyday life. The act of labelling the emotion has a soothing effect on the nervous system, which helps children to recover more quickly. Kids who can calm themselves from an early age are more likely to concentrate better, have better peer relationships, higher academic achievement, and good health. It helps to develop their vocabulary and help for them to define that perhaps that they are feeling more than one emotion, and that is normal too. The fifth and final step of being a great emotional coach is setting limits while helping the child to problem solve. Once you have spent time with your child and helped them to label and understand their emotions, the natural step is the process of problem solving. This step is a little more technical, but stay with me, it's worth your while. First of all, you need to set limits. Let's start with inappropriate behaviour. After a parent acknowledges the emotion behind the misbehaviour and helps the child to label it, the parent can make sure the child understands that certain behaviours are inappropriate and cannot be tolerated. Then the child can be guided into ways of thinking of more appropriate behaviour to handle the negative feelings. Feelings aren't the problem, the behaviour is. We next need to identify goals. Once a parent has listened empathetically to the child, labelled feelings and set limits, the next step is usually to identify goals around the problem solving. If it doesn't feel like the logical next step, make sure your child has had time to express their feelings. Empathise and label, ask open questions. Ask your child what they would like to see change next time. But sometimes there's not a solution. Perhaps their dog has passed away, a friend is moving to another school, or they didn't make the team. In these cases, your child's goal may simply be to accept loss or find comfort. I'd like you next to think of possible solutions. With your child, come up with options for solving the problem. Try to encourage your child to do this themselves and try one idea at a time. Role-playing or fantasy play is a good way to practice. With older kids, encourage them to try a whole bunch of ideas and let them know that there's no such thing as a bad idea. Evaluating. This is your time to go over all your ideas and decide which ones to eliminate. Is this solution fair? Will this solution work? Is this safe? How am I likely to feel? How are others likely to feel? Now it's time to help your child. Once you and your child have explored the possible outcomes, encourage them to try one of their ideas, share personal stories of your childhood, let your child learn from their mistakes, encourage them and move on. This all may seem overwhelming at first, but with practice becomes automatic and can be done quickly. Remember, you want problem solving to be brief but often. If you guide your child through the steps, don't be surprised if, with experience, they learn to take the lead and begin problem solving on their own.